You know, fam, I'm very, very happy. I'm still, alive, kicking and playing video games to this day because you know what? I'm glad I came across games like Power World, Helldivers 2, another Crab's Treasure. Oh, I'm really addicted to that one. Vampire Survivor. Oh, another one I'm really addicted to. Baldur's Gate 3. You might as well throw that in there too. And Content Warning. It's a pretty good game. Haven't played it yet, but I'm planning to. And most of all, this game actually kind of surprised me. Outlast Trials. There's just some really good games that are coming from like these indie developers and some developers that are not so indie that are just that put some care into their games that release it to the public like, hey, you know what? We did our best on these games and we hope you have fun with these games. And you know what, to be honest, they are really fun games. Now, unfortunately, I can't say the same thing for Starfield. Now, you may be sitting there like, Gar, why aren't you saying the same thing for Starfield? I thought you liked it. Well, at the beginning, I did like Starfield. It looked like a pretty well-polished, product. I was like, wow, this is a pretty cool product, man. I like exploring planets, discovering things, just going out in the wilderness, discovering things, that type of thing that you're supposed to do with a Bethesda game. Just go out and enjoy yourself. But as further I got into the game, the more and more apparent the problems became. The more I discovered planets, the more I went onto these planets to go look for things. It was just barren wasteland, absolutely boring with absolutely no substance at all. Not to mention the dialogue was boring. The AIs just got boring after a while. And not to mention that, and this is one of my biggest pet peeves with the game, not to mention that if you have a certain skill tree that's not unlocked, and not to mention the leveling up in that fucking game is an absolute grind. If you don't have this certain unlock in the game, you're not going to get the final power up in the game. And as soon as I discovered that little problem that happened with me, I immediately just quit Starfield. I just sat there, no, I'm not going to play New Game Plus just to go to another far off planet just to go get my last power up. No, I'm not going to be forced into a situation to play like that. Now, you may be sitting there thinking to yourself, Gar, what's got your jimmies in a rustle about Starfield? What's going on? I thought you were done and over with it, like you just said. Yeah, I was done. I just deleted the game and moved along to go play other different games since Bethesda didn't want to fix the problem. Well, let's just say Bethesda came out with a update for the game, and it's a pretty big one. And you're going to find out pretty soon why I got my jimmies in a rustle over this one. So why don't we go ahead and react to this?
On the horizon, what are some of the new features that players have to look forward to?
So we've seen a lot of feedback online that players really want a lot more utility and detail in our surface maps. So we took what's there, we blew it all up, and instead now we have a whole new aesthetic to the surface maps where you can see the terrain, all the detail in the terrain, trees, rocks, all the structures in the loaded zone. It's a lot easier to navigate. We've also made it easier to get around the cities. You can see markers for all the shops, the enhanced boutiques, restaurants, you name it, it's all there. It's a lot easier to get around now.
I want everybody to keep this in mind for a second. This is a single player game. They could have delayed this game again and put these updates into the game and it would have been so much better to play with. Instead of, well, let's just be honest here for a quick second. You probably sat there playing this game trying to figure out where the hell do I need to go? And you better hope to God your objector indicator was telling you where you needed to go. Because God knows every time I would enter the main city, I would just get confused so many times. Every time I would try to enter like a store or an objective area, I had no idea where the fuck I was going. But thanks, Bethesda. Thanks for nine months later for finally putting this in the video game. God, Bethesda sucks. And thank God for Game Pass, because I did not spend $70 on this trash heap.
So for that, players can really tune their experience how they prefer. We're adjusting things like capacity of vendor credits, the actual carry weight.
Oh, thank you, Bethesda, for fixing the fucking problem that was obviously never needed to be a problem in the first place. God, oh God, why is Bethesda still in the industry? Why do we allow these freaking developers to thrive in this industry? Why do we allow it, guys? I never understand why they're allowed to. God, our game quality has dropped ever since the golden age in the Xbox and PS3 era. God, this era just sucks so many balls.
Or gun combat less difficult, it's really up to you. And depending on how you balance them, it'll change how you get XP.
You're telling me it took you guys 9 months to add a difficulty fucking setting for this fucking... No, Gar, calm down. You know you want to lose it. You want to freaking lose your mind and start ripping heads off. No, calm down. We're not even halfway done yet. Let's continue. Let's see if they brought up anything else to the table for everybody.
So we're adding a decorate mode where you can go and fully furnish and customize the interior layout of the ships, place the furniture, decorations, basically everything you can do in outpost mode. We can now do in the ship, and it's saved, and you can do that to your entire fleet.
You know, the further and further I get into this video, the more and more I see stuff that they're adding to the game that should have been delayed for about 9 months. I just get more and more agitated. I just kind of just seeing red right now, and I'm thinking to myself, it just works. It just works, huh, Todd Howard? Huh. It just works because you guys can have the back end of Microsoft in this situation just be absolutely lazy. But I wonder how long that's going to last. I'm so freaking curious.
Yeah, so if you're like me and you find the more you go through the Unity, the more you become the hunter, the one thing I want to do is be able to respec my traits. So we're adding that. So in case you're getting tired of Wanted or want to change your alien DNA and you really want that new dream home experience, you get to choose that when going through the Unity. In addition, you'll be able to rechange your appearance.
So what you're telling me right now is that basic features for you guys are notorious for did not make it into the game at launch because you guys wanted to sell us a product to make your big corporate wigs over there, the big fat cats over there, extremely happy. Like, oh, look at this money we got. Oh, I'm really enjoying this. Oh, look at that. You guys are fucking kidding me. It took you guys, you guys could have delayed this 9 more months and you guys would have probably had better reception and made a shitload more money. You guys couldn't fucking wait. You guys had to absolutely release this. And these people right here wonder why so many people are enjoying indie games more than the AAA scene of the gaming industry right now. Gee, I wonder why, Bethesda. Can you figure it out, Bethesda? Probably not, because your fucking brain is so glitched and bugged out right now. It's probably going to take another 50 patches that you may or may not steal mods from. Either one, I don't really fucking know.
We're focusing now on our Xbox Series X players with this update. We're giving them some settings where they can help prioritize between performance or visual. If they choose to prioritize performance, the target FPS will move to 60.
But Gar, you don't understand. It just works. Keep your sweet little lies to yourself.
As impressive as Starfield was at the Summer Game Fest, many have felt apprehensive about Bethesda's choice to lock the game at 30 FPS. Prompting Todd Howard to reassure the fans that it will benefit the game at launch. From gameplay and progression, to customization and visual fidelity, Starfield is the culmination of every Bethesda sandbox released since Oblivion. Starfield's planets will blend procedural generation with handmade elements, in their hopes that they will offer an experience that is both vast and full of character. However, to explore the wonders of space in Starfield, Xbox players will have to accept a 30 FPS limit.
So that was a fucking lie.
God, I cannot wait to see the Bethesda fucking defense force come in full drone just protecting. Well, Todd Howard didn't technically lie. Yeah, the 30 frame rates didn't improve the game at all. And I played on the Xbox Series X. It did not improve at all. It was just terrible overall. It would have been nice to have 60 frames. You know, it would have been a lot more enjoyable. You know, I would be able to shoot a lot better. You know, just overall improvements for the fucking game, Bethesda. God, Bethesda, in my opinion, is the third worst fucking developer I have ever encountered in my life. Not just from the bugs and glitches, but just the lies that they constantly tell everybody. They are just like maybe a couple notches just below fucking Ubisoft from being like one of the worst developers, publishers. Well, they used to be a publisher, but developers altogether. Like, God, I can't stand the lying. I can't stand it. It just reeks of corporate greed and just fucking sadness because they're just so damn desperate for this money. It's not even a joke anymore. And thank God I wasn't one of these suckers, these little fanboys that shovel out the $70 to these people. Like, oh, I don't mind you lying to us. Here you go, here's $70. We don't mind. Even though this company's notorious for lying straight to your fucking face. It's not even a joke. But you know what's the sad part though? We still have two more segments to go through. Yay.
In addition to that, we're making the container and barter menus a bit more usable. We've added some tabs along the top, so it's easier to sort of see what container or what inventory you're looking at, whether it's yourself or your ship. And it's just easier to navigate. Basically, inventory and item management, it's a small thing, but it actually, I think, makes it a lot nicer.
Oh, thank you very much for fixing that problem too. God knows the fucking switching between those tabs were absolutely horrible. Just so sluggish, and the response from it was just terrible. Trying to switch from one tab to the other just to sell one thing or transfer a different item between them was absolutely horrible. I can't believe I sat there and dealt with that crap. I don't understand why I enjoyed that game so much, and until I got to the later, it probably was a nice little wake-up call towards the end of it to why it was just so horrible, and I just finally realized, like, I don't want to play this anymore. This game's garbage. I'm fucking done.
The team is working on our first land vehicle, so you can drive around on planets. Obviously, we're working on more quests and the massive Shattered Space expansion.
So what you're telling me here, Bethesda, that you could have delayed this game for another 9 months and we would have got these features in the game, and we would have had a better reception for this game to the general public, and people would have had a much more better experience, but you guys were more fucking worried about releasing a product to the major public and getting money. Typical fucking corpo behavior. I can't stand these companies. Now you guys kind of wonder why does Gara not buy fucking AAA games anymore? Because of this bullshit right here. Just this bullshit to where they get so comfortable of, well, let's explain this. They just feel so comfortable exploiting the consumer. And I'm going to let everybody know here real quickly, just boycott Bethesda. And I'm not saying, oh, never play a Bethesda game again. No. Either get Game Pass to play Bethesda games, or buy their games secondhand, or get their games on sale. Just fucking stop supporting this company. I am so sick and tired of these developers going down the path of, well, you know what, it's a single player game, it doesn't really matter, we'll just update it later, you know, it's no problem at all. God, I'm so sick of it. It's just like Redfall all over again. Oh, yeah, no. We can't do it with Redfall with us. They can only cap it at 30 frames per second. Only fucking months later down the fucking road, we get his patch for the 60 frames per second. Like, come on. The fucking $70 price tag is an absolute joke. And anybody that defends the $70 price tag saying we're getting absolute quality with these games and that's why it's justified with the $70 games, yeah, go look at Redfall. Go look at Forspoken. Not Forsaken, but Forspoken. Go look at fucking Destiny. Go look at any other recent $70 games that release, except for like, you know, some games like Dead Space Remake. It's debatable if it should be $70. But go look at any other $70 game. They are not worth the fucking price tag that these companies are shoving down our fucking throats. Honestly, I'm so sick of the gaming industry these days. They just constantly lie to us, and they wonder, why are we losing profits? Why are people not buying our games? Because we're sick and tired of the fucking lies. That's why. And as soon as we stop buying their games, it's going to be more and more clear to these corpos like, oh God, maybe we need to start polishing these games or our industry, well, not the industry, but our company's going to go under. Oh God. And I don't want to hear somebody in the comment section saying, well, it can't happen with Microsoft. They're too big. No company's too big to fall. Just go look at Disney. Trust me, all it takes is some self-control and not buying from the company. That's all it takes. If you want to see the change in this industry, vote with your wallet. Anyway, fam, that's enough out of me. If you guys enjoy this type of content, leave a like and comment in the comment section. I always like talking to you guys. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content along with the fanboy salt I cover, the, game reviews that I will be doing, and, this little rant I did, if you enjoy this type of content, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 10K by the end of this year. So, you know what, like I always say at the end of my video, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And go fuck yourself, Bethesda.
You're like a bad